last January 28, 2022, the BAC held a meeting to discuss the mode of procurement for the for the rehabilitation or the improvements at General Santos International Airport, particularly its comfort rooms and the security fence. It was presented to the committee, including the justification by the ADMs, the end user, concurred by the OIC of Legal, as well as the Director General. It was presented, however, the Bids and Awards Committee moved that despite its approval of the posting of the notice for request for particular proposal, there should be also a supplemental justification to justify the other scope of work included in the project. And therefore, for today, Mr. Chair, we will be presenting that supplemental justification, particularly for the security fence and the painting work, sir.
If that's the case, then if you have the presentations, you might as well go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can you present the justifications?
So, shown on your screen, Mr. Chair, is the draft supplemental justification as requested by the committee. This is the background, which I have summarized a while ago. And these on item 2, paragraph 2, it is summarized or enumerated the scope of work for the renovations. Now, for the discussion, currently, we go first to the security fence. The security fence, which separates the land side area from the air side, is already dilapidated. Photos of the condition of the security fence is also attached here in this supplemental justification. And it can be seen that the cyclone wires are already worn out due to rust, and where holes are big larger could permit entry of stray animals or even humans to the airside area, which is both a safety and security risk or concern. Also, a portion of said security fence is only covered by roofing material, which can be seen on screen over here, which is unsuitable for the purpose of a security fence. Another portion of said security fence is already collapsing and only supported by temporary fixes, such as wires to keep its upright position, which is shown on this photograph. And considering that we follow the Manual of Standard for Aerodromes, Section 10.2.1 provides that whilst aerodrome serviceability inspections are essentially visual checks, the process must include appropriate initial actions if the inspection findings indicate something that could have an effect on the safety of aircraft operations. And Mr. Chair, seeing the condition of this security fence, which separates the land side and the airside area, be an appropriate initial action for this, which is the immediate and emergency fixing of this security fence. Also, considering Section 10.2.5.1 of the same manual, the serviceability inspection also should include the condition of the aerodrome fencing, particularly in the critical areas. And again, this is a critical area because unattended presence of wildlife and humans in this area is a security risk. We do not need stray animals or even humans loitering in the airside area unattended. And in addition, for the painting works, which has to be done for this project, These painting works will ensure that the structures will be protected from the natural elements to prevent the loss of the property of the government. These are all provided for. The conditions here are all provided for under Section 53.2 of the revised RR of 9184, where emergency procurement may be resorted to when in case of imminent danger to life or property during a state of calamity or other causes which need immediate action to prevent damage or life to property or infrastructure facilities. And in this case, the prevention of danger to life is the provision of rehabilitating or fixing the inactive, inoperable comfort rooms, considering that COVID-19 is still prevalent at this time, and hygiene is one of the utmost priority at the moment to curb the spread of the virus. And for the to prevent damage to the property, it is the fixing of the security fence, which may also lead to danger to life, considering that again, stray animals or unattended humans, persons may loiter in the airside area, which may be a danger to airport operations. Also, in the supplemental justification is also the same explanation under Annex H of the IRR, which provides that the negotiated procurement relates to the time element where time is of the essence and immediate action is necessary. And considering the issues or the emergency that needs to be addressed, there is really need to procure this project through the mode of emergency procurement to immediately address the concerns as stated above. And again, the present condition is that we are still in the state of under Proclamation number 1280 10 September 2021. And also under that proclamation, the Office of the President calls on all government agencies to mobilize the necessary resources to critical, urgent, and appropriate disaster response, aid, and measures in a timely manner to curtail and eliminate the threat of COVID-19, among other things. And therefore, Mr. Chair, we recommend that this project be procured through the mode of emergency procurement. And Mr. Chair, I would like to clarify that during the January 28, 2022 meeting, this has been already approved for this mode, subject to the submission or the drafting of this supplemental justification, Mr. Chair. That would be all for my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Bu. With all the references that has been presented to us by the technical working group with regard to the justifications for the immediate emergency procurement, comments, suggestions from the members of the BAC.
Chair, if I may.
Yes.
Yeah, on my end, Mr. Chair, I think the supplemental justification or the supplemental justification is sufficient to prove the urgency of the requirement of the project, and I don't have any other questions to this, Mr. Chair. And the matters or the questions raised previously were already presented. The photos and the other items were already presented. So I'm okay with the justification. And considering the nature, we really have to immediately act on this Otherwise, we defeat the purpose of these being on an emergency procurement. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Attorney Frank. Yeah. Uh, as it has been presented by Attorney Wu, with regards to the Annex H, you are right. Dapat may justify na natin ito at maaprubahan since yung positions natin is for emergency procurement. In the first place, yung justifications with regards to the procurement regarding doon sa repair ng comfort rooms and the security defenses. And as stated, yung wherein it's the security is the basic is the immediate requirements, then it is also my position as chairman of the BAC that we should approve this emergency procurement of the General Santos Airport. Any comment from other members of the
Mr. Chair, Attorney Bo, can we see the paragraph wherein it is stated, that is number 6. Do you have any supporting picture? Current state of the property before it was painted?
Currently, sir, we do not have the close-up photos of the structure, but we have the expanded view, sir, which we can share.
One more thing, Attorney, do you have a expanded picture also of the fence so that for our
This is the expanded view of the whole area of the security fence, sir.
Thank you, Attorney.
Yes, that one, sir. And this is the close-up of the worn-out areas of the security fence. Include this one, sir, the worn-out area. And this is the one that is already on the brink of collapsing, sir. As for the condition of the areas, the structures also shown, which should this one and this structure, sir.
The left one, Attorney? The
Yes,
left
sir.
picture?
This one, sir, and this one.
Thank you. May we ask the WG if the justification is enough to warrant the approval of the emergency procurement, including the painting of the roofs? Mr. Chair, I would like to repeat my statement addressed to the TWG. May I ask the TWG if the justification is more than enough to warrant the approval of the inclusion of the painting of the roofing and the rehabilitation of the fence to be included in the scope of works?
Hello, sir. Good morning po, Sir Joshua. Yes, sir, in behalf of the TWG, sir, we believe that the justification is enough for us to continue or to proceed, for us to proceed with the emergency procurement because as stated by Attorney Bo earlier, Annex H of the 2016 IRR under emergency procurement, it states that to prevent damage to or loss of life or property. So therefore, by painting or by repainting the said area, we are further protecting it from further damage, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Hayes. That's all, Mr. Chair. No more comments on my side.
So, Engineer Josue, the justifications will suffice uh, yung questions mo kanina.
Ah,
So, okay, okay na.
I submit to the opinion of TTWG, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. With regards to the justifications of the technical working group for the approval of the emergency procurement of Gerald Santos Airport, with regards to the constructions of comfort rooms and the rehabilitations of the security fence. Um, any motions for the adoptions of the recommendations of the technical working group?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, please.
Attorney Bo, can you flash on screen the action requested, please? Mr. Chair, I move to approve I move to approve for the emergency procurement for the repair and rehabilitation of General Santos Airport Development, General Santos Airport Passenger Terminal Building and Facilities, and for the approval of the supplemental application, Mr. Chair.
And a second on that.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Since there was a motion and duly seconded, we adopt the procurement of the emergency for the repair and rehabilitation of the Santos Airport facilities and terminal buildings, and the technical has to prepare the necessary documentations for the preparations of the procurement Santos Airport.
Mr. Chair, if I may, the after the January 28 meeting, considering that the committee already approved for the emergency procurement with the condition that we provide the supplemental justification, the BAC Secretariat already sent out the invites for the emergency procurement, for which the one contractor or bidder sent his proposal for the consideration of the technical working group. It has been duly received by the secretariat on time, and we are now requesting for permission from the committee if the TWG
Say that again, Tony Bu.
Yes, sir.
Video carbon yung last.
Yes, sir. We're requesting permission to proceed with the proposal to evaluate the legal, technical, and financial capability of the bidder.
Okay, thank you, Tony Bu. As chairman of BAC, I highly recommend that the preparations of the necessary documents for the immediate implementations of the emergency procurement of the J.R. Santos be done in response to the timeline that we want to be approved. So it is on your part now that all the documentation should be properly handled and to be approved by the Director General. So do whatever necessary with regards to the documentations, Atty. Bo.
Understood, sir.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead, Dr. Frank.
Yeah, I just want to ask the Secretariat, did we already open the submitted proposal?
Mr. Chair.
So what we will be waiting for this is for the approval of the Director General. Is that the case, Atty. Bo?
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead, Atty. Iris. Yes.
Sir, the request for quotation as well as the notice for direct contracting has already been sent out, sir. However, the submitted bid proposal, sir, has not yet been opened with the committee, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Bo. This has not yet been opened.
Yes, it has not been opened pending the approval justification. With prudence, we suspended the opening of the submitted proposal until the committee has already approved the supplemental justification and given direction to the TWG to proceed with the opening.
Okay, if that's the case, do we have the timeline for us to give actions on this since before the election ban? The only schedule is March 25. So as much as possible, if we have to, everything prior to the election ban, then that's good for us.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Sir, considering that there has been a motion and has been carried out by the committee, sir, that the emergency that the justification for the emergency procurement of this project, sir, has already been approved, sir. The Secretariat will be waiting for the technical working group as well as for the end user, sir, on when they are prepared to present to open this bid, the submitted bid proposal, sir, and then we will make the necessary arrangements, sir.
Okay, basically, what do we expect from the time of the approval with the presentations of the technical working group? For example, from today.
Sir, we had for emergency procurement, sir, we have 3 days from the posting and the notification to the bidders, sir. Then, Attorney Bo, may we know when was this sent, sir?
Let me check.
But if I may, Mr. Chair, I think considering that we already approved the supplemental justification, Mr. Chair, it is but just proper for us to proceed regardless. We can just schedule the soonest possible time the opening of the submitted proposal, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I agree to that, Atty. Frank. Let Atty. Bo do the necessary preparations of the documents for the opening. Since time is of the essence, this is an emergency procurement. So we might as well do the best if it will be shortened as long as it will not affect the timelines that we are proposing for this.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Engineer Gary, go ahead, please.
Yes. Since we're talking here that time of the essence and the committee is already present and it has been a parental justification had been approved and the TWG manifest the document is already submitted and ready, it would be prudent to open already if the TWG is open. I mean, ready to proceed with that activity at this time.
Yeah, you are probably correct, Engineer Gary. Kung ang technical working group talaga ay ready na to open the documents at any time, as soon as possible, we might as well do it. Attorney Bo, take charge of that, please.
Yes, sir. The technical working group would like to request additional time to prepare for the opening of the bid evaluation. And I think the head of the TWG, Attorney Ice, is also here. If it is also her opinion that we be given time to prepare for the opening, sir. Because it is also our position that once we proceed with the opening of the bids, the post qualification will also be done, and we will be coordinating with all of the members of the TWG to ensure that this would be completed, preferably before the end of the week.
Okay.
If I may.
Sir, if I may.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Sir, I think right now, sir, there is not much for the TWG to prepare. It's more of the secretary to inform the bidder that we will be opening the bids so that they will witness. And otherwise, if we will just wait another more time, sir, we are delaying. We are defeating the purpose why we are conducting this on an emergency procurement. So if I may suggest, Mr. Chair, if we can schedule this, if not tomorrow, just to open, we will just inform the bidder that we will be opening in order for them to witness and the release of the necessary notices as well. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that's it. Just notify the bidders that who wants to join on this emergency procurement. Any comment from other, any suggestions or comments from other members of the board? If none, Madam Secretary, do we have other issues to discuss this morning?
Consider Chair, tentative dates for the opening of the submitted bid proposal, sir, will be either tomorrow or on Wednesday morning. So we will make the necessary arrangements as well as the sending of the notifications, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, just notify all the members of the BAC and other attendees as much as possible. If we can do that tomorrow morning or no, the following day, then better. Much better for us.
Will comply, sir.
Okay. Since this is the only agenda that we have discussed, if no discuss again, then any motions for the adjournment of this meeting?
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Second, the motion.
Okay.
Chair.
The meeting is
Third.
thank you very much to everyone for attending.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Sir Val, punta po ako sa iyo mamaya, Sir Val.
Yes,